before I get started here, when I have a drawing that's this detailed that I'm starting with, I like to have folks know that I actually drew it from scratch, and I'm going to run the recording of the original drawing, so it only takes about 30 seconds, but it helps me show you how I worked out the drawing, which took me literally 3 hours, but it's going to be in a very short little video here in just a moment. I'm just going to wait for a few people to get on. I'm going to move this up because, oh, it's a shadow. Okay. So tonight I am going to be drawing what I'm calling a fashion drawing of a cowgirl, an urban setting, a line dancer, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and start setting up my layers, and when someone comes on I will show them. Let's see here, we've got that one. I want to lock that layer. Lock that layer. And lock that layer. Oh, hello there. So I just wanted, before I start painting this in, I wanted people to be sure to understand that this is a drawing that I did myself, and so I'm going to show you real quick this program. Time lapse. Let's preview it. It records everything that I do, and so sometimes the preview doesn't work though, and I have to actually, oh, here we go. Okay, so this is how I started the drawing about 3 hours ago. This is not going to take 3 hours to go through. And I wanted it to be a fashion piece, and the last fashion piece I did was sort of a cyber thing. Oh, this boot. I had to redo it, do it over and over again. I spent half the time on that boot. I was never happy with that boot, so I ended up turning both of her feet forward. And so that's how that ended up the way it did. I was never happy with that other boot. So here you'll notice on the side I've got these markers because I wanted to stick with the you take the size of the head and you do it 7 times, and then that's where the feet should be. And I did actually stay true to that for a long time, and then I said, nope, I've got to make her a little bit taller because this is an illustration. It's not real life, and I wanted her to have a little more drama. So hello Tyler, hi Jim. I'm going to start painting in a minute. I just wanted, a lot of times people, when I start with a drawing this detailed, they're like, did you draw that? Did you trace that? And I just wanted to let you know that I did draw it, so I'm running the video. And I also am going to do an architectural background. I don't know if I'll do that tonight or not, but I'm going to start with just having this cowgirl painted in. And so there we go. That's what I wanted to show you, that I did actually do it. Thank you for sticking with me on that. Thanks for the thumbs up. I'm trying to grow my channel. If you enjoy watching me draw, or you want to learn how to draw, I'm on here pretty often. I was on here earlier today. I don't normally do 2 lives, but I'm going to be gone next weekend, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do a live next weekend, so I thought I'd get another one in. All right, so I'm going to, what is this layer? I'm going to put that layer on top and start painting the girl. Oh, it doesn't want to go on the top. Okay. I'm going to turn the background off, and we're just going to start painting the girl. I am going to turn that background lighter though. Almost white. I have to be able to see that I have one, so we'll go just a tiny bit. Oh, it went way too gray. Too gray. Let's go back up towards white. There we go. That feels better. Okay, up we go here. And we're going to start painting. I like to kind of use a yellow base for the skin to start with, and we're going to do a watercolor pretty small. Before I came on here, you see I have that gray background behind her, and that's because I'm doing an architectural background eventually, and I want it to I don't want the background to interfere with the drawing, so I separated it with that gray background. Make this just a little bit bigger so it looks a little more like watercolor. Okay, so that's the only skin that she has showing. I'm going to go ahead and go a little darker now in places. Sometimes it blends too much in the chin area. I end up creating another layer to put on top of there. Okay, so I think we're going to add a little color here. Can't forget her ears. carve her nose out a little bit there. Okay. The neck is, so either have to, I'm going to add another layer plus so that I can define this better. Here we go. And just clearing out the eyes a little bit. I think I'm gonna put some more color on her cheek. I'm gonna go a little bit towards a rosier color. And there we go. Oh, it's small. Okay, good. I'll clean up the edges a little bit. Oh, somehow I ended up. Okay, just in case you've joined, I'm going to show you the background that I'm going to work on today, or maybe not. I'm going to do the foreground, her first, and her friend, which I thought about. It was an urban drawing, and I thought, well, I should put a rat in there, but I know that freaks some people out. So I had had someone ask me recently if I've ever drawn a chinchilla. So I thought, oh, I'm going to put a chinchilla in there with her. So she's got her little chinchilla friend, because I never want to forget to include nature in my drawings in one way or another. So here, let me show you the background in case you just joined. It's an urban drawing. I'm going to check the comments really quick. Cool. Thank you, Jim. Alrighty. Forward we go. And if you know me, you know I'm going to do color. So let's just do the face. Let's get this face done. And I'll add a layer on top. And actually, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to really, really lighten up this eraser. Really, really, really faint, because I want to, oh, that was way too much. Still not quite how I want it to work. Let me go to my eraser options. Half round opacity. I think that's what I want. Yes. I'm going to make it narrower so I can define her nose. Really narrow. I just want to get in here. And we'll just put a little definition there between those two. I think about all the makeup artists I see on YouTube and Facebook, and I'm like, I should watch them closer because they're really good at understanding how to contour a face. And they put on the makeup in the perfect places to create shadows. So we're going to give her some nice caramely eyes. Let me go ahead and grab, I'm just going to grab a colored pencil. I'll go pretty dark with her eyes. Uh-oh. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to grab the colored pencil. I think what I'm going to do instead is, it's too pixely. The colored pencil is too pixely. Having a little indecision going on here. All right, I'm going to go over to the oil paint. I love oil paint. Oil paint short, because you know that's one of my favorites. And I'm going to make it very small. Okay, now I'm going to go really dark with the brown. And get some little bit of interest going on there. Let's redo that. I wanted to actually grab black and I didn't. I grabbed a dark brown. Really get into what I'm doing and I forget. I love that I have a bunch of people in here on a Saturday night. Thanks for joining me. Let me give you the overview of the whole drawing in case you joined me just a second ago. It's a fashion, it's kind of a fashion, kind of an urban thing. And I'll just turn on that light. I'm gonna have a urban background and a sun, some smokestacks. I'm gonna go almost white here. This is an almost white. Oh, look at there. Let me go back here and grab the brown. And the black. It's interesting. I've got a funny little shape going on there. I'm so close in on this drawing. I don't usually go all the way down to this pixel level. I usually stay bigger. But she's kind of special, so I just want to make sure I get this right. Okay. Thanks for joining me. I am going to go to the clothing next. Let's see. What do we know for sure? We're going to do a nice, you know, I go with super bright colors, so I'm going to do a nice, strong turquoise hat. Because why not? I'm going to go back to, let's see here, we do this, we'll do it on the same layer as the skin color. What happened? And I'm going to go back in here with my oil paint short in the black, and I forgot her eyebrows. So this eyebrow is barely there, and it goes up under her hat. Mm-hmm. I think that we'll end up with a shadow there, so that eyebrow will be more obvious later. Put it up here just so we know it's there. Sorry, sometimes I forget I've got people going and I get way down here in the bottom of the screen. Apologize. Thank you for watching me. I really appreciate you coming by. And we're going to go to a lighter version of this color right here. Let's go over here. I can always come back over with, you know, black outline, or sometimes I'll do like a gold leaf outline. The first step though is just get the color down. So that's what I'm doing. And the thing about oil paint is I have to be careful. It picks up, just like the watercolor, it picks up the colors that you go next to. And I like to, I mean, I do enjoy working with layers, but I don't like to constantly be going back and forth between layers. So that means that I just have to be careful about how it blends. This is the Adobe Fresco program. I'm going to check the comments in a minute in case anybody's got a question, so pop it in there. This is Adobe Fresco, and this is, I'm using an iPad and Apple Pencil. Let me just double check the comments. Hello. Okay. Nothing new's come up there. Thanks for the thumbs up. I'm going back to work on that hat. We'll go a little bit bigger now that we did the blending right at the edge. Okay, we're going to turn her sideways so I can get the right angle here. This is kind of like watching paint dry. I think it's the same thing as like when you have a workman come by your house and help you do something, whatever it is that you need fixing. It's very hard to not just stare at them while they're working. There's something fascinating about watching other humans doing stuff. And I know that kind of gets on people's nerves if they're working for you. So I work in a design build company during the day, so I have, I've definitely heard the stories. And I've been guilty of being the person watching the other person work. So I don't feel bad. I mean, I'm actually, because I know how fascinating it is to watch people work, that's why I draw on YouTube, because I know people will want to watch and I'll be able to grow my channel. Okay, back we go to, all right, let's take a look. Oh, I like that. Like that hat. She is going to be a fashionista. So let's see. I think I'll probably do a red there, and I'm gonna put blue jeans on her, or I could put blue jeans. So I'll probably do something in the oranges and reds through here, and then blue jeans down here. So first off, we'll do this scarf on her neck. And we'll go to a traditional kind of a red. Kind of think I have to, let me go really super dark and really super fine. And so I want the folds of the fabric to not get lost. Okay, that should help. I'll go back. I've got a palette happening down here. This oil paint short will pick up fresh paint. When you hear the clicking, I'm tapping and, tapping it, and it's like it pushes out more of the color that you asked for rather than blending it with everything else on the screen. Here I'm going to go back to blending. And you blend by keeping your pen nib down. And then when you want to go back to that bright red, there you go. I think I'll go to a little bit bigger brush now. Okay, I'm going to go to a layer right on top, and I'm going to add some white stitching with a vector line. I think I need it to be really narrow because it Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's do a coat. And we're gonna go with I'm gonna go towards the pinks because I think the sun behind is gonna be yellow, and if I do a yellow coat, then I'm not gonna have the contrast that I need. So I'm gonna go to pink. And I'm gonna go to a super dark pink and outline the important edges. Oh, I need it wider than that. Oh, whoops, I'm on a vector layer. Okay, let's go back. We're gonna go with a oil paint short. I'm studying something. Oh, that's a layer group. Let me put this layer group on top. There. So now, when I go like that, is it under? It's not. Or is it? Okay, we're going to end up having to okay, so she is there. And it's locked. Okay, I want to make sure it's locked. All right. So I wonder what would happen if we bucket filled that. Ah, that's a quick way to do it. So I'm gonna go with that. Actually, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna undo that, and I'm gonna go with a little bit lighter. There we go. Yay. And then I can come back and blend that. back to my darker. Okay. Go around these buttons because I don't want to fill the buttons. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to show you the overall in case you missed it before. It's going a little slower tonight, but I think I've figured out how to combine the fill bucket with my paint brush, and so it's going to go a little bit faster now. And let's make it a bigger brush. I think I'm going to go even lighter on those collars. There we go. I like it. Okay. And let's go over to the orange. I'm thinking maybe a coral somewhere in here. Let's just see. Oh, that was exciting. I had the wrong brush. Okay, so I just did that coral. I think it actually will go okay right next to the pinks. Or we could bring the blue from her hat down and then do the blue jeans. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And we'll go with the dark blue, which is right here. Sometimes this program thinks it knows better than me and it redraws my lines while I'm drawing. I'm going to put this blue here. And then I'm going to take that red, that purple, and I'm going to put these purple buttons here. I think I'm also going to bring one of those colors into the red that's here. I'm not quite sure exactly how that's going to work. And let's go back and finish. That's interesting. What happened there? Okay. And I'm going to choose a little bit lighter for the bucket. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend it. Okay, now it's got a pretty good painterly look. I'm going to go back here and grab my brush here and just do a little bit of blending. Thanks for watching. I am just going to check the comments here. Himco, you are enough and you are important enough. It's just sort of a folded mess there. So the masters, like of you know, if you go into art history classes, it's a bunch of classical masters. They would have spent a lot of time making those folds just perfect, which I might do, but I'm not going to do it while we're working while we're together tonight. It's a little tedious. And we'll go over and get this one too. Kind of love the painterly effect of that. I want to erase that right there. Okay. All right, and then up here, just because it's one of those two-tone silky types of, there we go, I like that. Okay, we'll figure out the belt and the hat band in a little bit. Let's get the jeans done. Gonna go real dark for outlining things. What was that? Really dark and really narrow around here. Oops. What happened? Going a little crazy with that belt buckle. All right, I think I've got everything. Oh, I just realized her skin tone actually needs to go in there. Oh, it's okay, we'll get that done. So, actually, I'm going to fill this with a little bit lighter blue. All right, there. Thanks for hanging with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm, so I'll pop up in your field when you come and visit YouTube. Can't forget that little chinchilla down there. And luckily, I can go on this layer, go grab some watercolor. Come here, where's my watercolor? Oil, watercolor, recent. And then I'll grab that skin tone, which was here. And I can go on the layer right behind this one and fill in all the skin. Okay. Next up is gonna be, I probably should tackle the hair pretty soon before I go too far. And I think what I'm gonna do, because the hair actually, I can put the hair behind, I can put the hair on this layer between those two. There we go. Hair's gonna be, the hair is gonna be black, but we're gonna go with a dark, dark gray. Oh, I grabbed the watercolor and I didn't want to do that. Still got a watercolor. Just going to block in the color for now. And we'll go back and get some nice details in the hair in a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. I actually didn't mean to do that. I need to go back. I'll fix that later. I need to fix that with the red paint. I'm going to get a couple streaks, and then I'll go back over, a couple going right up into the, go back over this with black. Actually, what I can do is erase the middle of that. There we go. I just have to add some fresh air to my house. Thanks for waiting for me. Thanks for hanging with me. Quite a few people have stuck with me. Appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying drawing with me tonight. I'm using an iPad, Adobe Fresco program. And an iPencil, Apple Pencil. So we'll take a little smoother and work this a little bit. Gonna go over the top of the hair with some texture, so the smoothing is just so it's not terribly obvious where I had the outlines. Okay. And then we might as well keep going with a little bit bigger with that. And let's go back and fix. Let's go back and fix this. It was red. And then I'll pick up that white dot later. It's not that important. Okay. Just to remind you of where we're going to go eventually, probably not tonight. I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 parts because I know I'll get tired. Is the background is where? Here. So we're doing an urban setting for this cowgirl. I'm going to turn that off because it's a little distracting. And get back to work on the clothing. All right, so I think we can probably, I'm going to choose a light blue, grab the bucket, fill a couple things here. Whoops. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So many details on the belt. Which I think I'm going to go ahead and go on the, I'm going to go here and add a layer and paint the belt underneath her hands with, we're going to go with the orange, orangey brown. We'll make it kind of a traditional color, kind of a leathery color. Oops, what happened there? I'm gonna have to use a little eraser, I guess. Then we're going to add a nice yellow buckle. Okay. We're going to go pretty small with this, and we're going to have a yellow, the same thing, a yellow horseshoe. And we'll probably use the eraser a little bit there. There we go. Okay, that's roughed in. I think I'm going to go back and get her hair blocked in down here. Back to my oil paint, short. She's also got this fringe coming off. I guess it's coming off the back of her belt, maybe? Not really sure. And then this, I wanted her hip way out here, and it's covered up a bit by that. That's an interesting problem. I might have to go in and add some blue because I want her hip to really like go all the way up there. Okay, well, we'll fix that. So back to the hair layer. We're just going to go right along here. What paint do I have? I do, okay. When I get all done with this, I won't have these white bits here and there. It's all going to be worked over. I won't do all that on the screen for you, though. It's time consuming. What happens? Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Let's just merge that down. There we go. Thought there was something funny there. did go choose a lighter, a little bit lighter hair color, lighter gray. I'm gonna come back with black. And I'm going to add some of that here. Where's her hat? There's her hat. Back to her hair. So the hair actually comes in front on the original drawing. So I will go back and get that too. Let's see, go back here and let's grab that pink. Oops, I want to get on the right layer. I want to get on the jacket layer. Okay. Thinking what I want to do before I work on the hair coming over is I want to make sure I'm done with this part. Still some white dots here. Okay. All right, so let me see if I can turn this one back on. Oh, wow. That actually looks pretty good over the top. Okay, I'm going to actually follow what I did here. I'm going to choose the oil paint short, and I'm going to go with the dark gray first. Now we're going to go to the black. Start adding the black in. I may end up having a separate layer because the black is blending and turning very gray. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, that's interesting. I've got a on, so let's see, it would be on this layer right here. I've got a white, it's going to disappear when I turn this layer off, but I could just go in there, see it goes away. Okay. I kind of want to chase it down though. Can't help myself, so I have to unlock that layer. And there, I got rid of it. Okay, so I'm going to lock that layer again. Turn it off. All right, keep going with the hair. That just needs to happen. And I'm on the hair layer again. And it's blending, that's right. So we're going to go back up to this layer. And I'm just about ready to just paint this all in with black and blend it right under there. Let's see if it might fill up. Oh, perfect. Oh, that looks good. Tempted to go back to this here and see what happens if I, ooh, a little bit too much. How about if I duplicate that layer and I go to this one and I fill that with black. Doesn't want to fill it. Oh, I see. It's underneath. There we go. And then this one. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start doing a little bit of eraser on that. just going to use a regular eraser. Okay, I'm on this layer here. I like how the eraser's working. It's good. Okay, that's got her hair roughed in. And again, let's fix this hip problem here. All right, so I'm gonna merge this. Might have merged that down yet? No. I'm gonna go here. And I am going to get my oil paint brush again. Got it. I'm going to go to the dark blue. So actually, this is where I want her hip. Here. Let's just look at that now from far away and see if that's going to fix it. It is. It's very exaggerated, and that's what I wanted. I'm okay with it being exaggerated. A little blending, and I'm also going to do, I think I won't do it there. That blended it too much. Back one. With a smaller brush I can do it. I can very carefully, rather than just going at it with a plow truck. And we'll take an overview here in a minute, just to see how it's all looking together. Turn on the background just for perspective. Okay, move this down a little bit. I creeped. Okay, we're going to keep working on the urban cowgirl. Turn that one off for the moment. All right, we're getting down here to the the boots and the chinchilla and the fringe. I think we're going to make the fringe. I think we're going to make the fringe brown. Okay. And I think I'll go here behind the jeans layer. I like how hippie she is now. I don't do models that are super perfect. There's always something a little funny about them. Okay, because we're all a little funny. All right, let's go with that brown for the fringe. And we'll get this brush. So let's see, what layer am I on? I'm on a layer all by itself. Okay, great. I'm going to go with a little bit bigger brush. Winging it on the fringe, I don't like that line. I think I'd rather erase than add a line I don't like. Okay. I'm not shy with my lines. I just get them down. get those lines down. Okay, the boots. So the chinchilla is going to be gray. The boots are going to be, I think they're going to match the belt, but then I'm going to paint flowers on them, which is kind of a thing you see nowadays. So we're going to go with the, where are the boot? Where's the belt and the hat? Here. There we go. And we'll go with the watercolor. Where are you? Excuse me. Hmm. I might come in with that half round eraser and lighten up some areas on the boot before I do the shading on the boots. Okay, so we're going to go find our half round and make it pretty small. Okay, I'm going to do a little cleanup with a hard eraser. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, now I'll add, I think I'll add another layer above this, and then I'll merge it down. So we're going to add some shadow and some what are that nice dark brown. Okay. Now we'll add a little bit of a yellow watercolor here, just to make that a little bit different color. I'll have to work on that a little bit. I probably won't work on that tonight. I think that I am getting pooped, and kind of so. Sure is nice seeing all these folks here. Let me just show you before. I'm not really gonna leave, but I want to show you the background in case you haven't seen it. So eventually we're going to have a lot of details in the background and a sun and some smoke and her little chinchilla at her foot. That is the plan. This is going to take me a couple sessions, and I think I'm going to go for a few more minutes and then I'll be signing off. Let's work on this little chinchilla next. So I think that I can put, that's interesting. I'm going to put the boot layer and this layer all down together, merge down and merge down. If I end up with too many layers, it gets confusing. I'm going to merge that one down. And that's the fringe. The fringe can go with the clothing. Let's do it. Merge down, right on. Okay. That hair has to go in front of that clothing. So that's going to stay on its own layer for now. And then I'm also going to quick turn on, just so you can see the original sketch over the top. Oh, well, it's starting to really look the way I wanted it to. I think I am going to add that sketch over the top. I like it. I like the definition that it adds. Like, look at her face when I do the sketch, when I turn the sketch on and off. I definitely like it with the sketch. Okay, well, that decides that. So now I want to work on the chinchilla. All right, the chinchilla is going to go on the same layer as the the clothing. Let's put him on the clothing layer. And I'm going to first do him in a watercolor, and then I'm going to use a rake over the top for the hair. So let's start with a wash watercolor in a gray. We'll go lighter. It's already a nice gray background. Let's get the bulk of his body painted in here. Okay, so this is the layer. I've got it locked right now. Unlock the layer. I'm going to get rid of some of these white scratchy looking things. Okay, now we'll lock that layer again. Go back to the clothing layer where the chinchilla is. Add some shadow. All right. And actually, I think yes, it's on here. And rakes. Let's go with a super dark gray. Okay, this is a huge rake, 4,000. All right, let's bring that rake down. Now it's so small it doesn't show. There we go. There's the rake. It's actually too big for him though. I think I'm gonna come back with a pencil and go over. We'll get a bit in. Okay. Okay, we're just going to go back to a basic pencil. I do actually find the basic pencil works pretty well. Until you do that. Okay, nope. I want to match that rake line. So I'm going to do a little searching here. Charcoal. Let's try the charcoal line. It's not really working either. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's try this. Super not happy with this. Not happy. That's what you do when you're not happy. When you're doing it on a iPad, on Adobe Fresco, the back button goes forever. I swear. All right, we've made a lot of progress tonight, and this is close to where I'm going to end, but not quite. I'm determined with the little chinchilla. So possibly I just need to go to a different kind of a pen altogether. Let me go to a basic charcoal comics ink lettering. Let's go back to the oil paint short. The flat. Yeah. I like that. I could do the hair out of that. What happens if we... I'll come back and accentuate those little paws. Kind of like how it's blending with these darker paint. I actually like that. I'm listening, and I don't think you can hear it, but my neighbor I have a new neighbor. I live in a condominium, and the new neighbor practices an instrument, and it's some sort of a horn. I don't know, I can't tell what it is. I'm going to ask him next time I see him. Although I might not ask him, because I actually like listening to it, and I think, sometimes when people live in a condo situation, they get where they want to be, they were really polite neighbors. So if I say something, is he going to then worry that he's bothering me? I'll just have to be clear. It doesn't bother me at all. I enjoy it, even when I know it's practice, because you can tell it's practice. Just like this is practice. Oh, he looks pretty sweet. Let's get this tail. I'm just sweeping that color into the tail. All right, love it. And this sweet little face. I'm going to come back with a lighter. It could be it's a man and a woman there, and I don't know why I assumed it was the man playing the horn. Maybe it's because my dad played a horn when I was young, and so I pictured a man playing a horn. Okay, so this chinchilla has, we're going to start adding some have a little bit of striping to them. That's subtle. Oh, that's interesting. My finger was down here actually dragging. I didn't realize it until I looked and saw the paint was starting to go from my finger touching it. So that's that bit of striping that I was talking about. It's looking pretty good. Thank you for the thumbs up. I haven't been talking a whole lot tonight. I am really appreciative that people stop and watch me draw. I'm trying to grow my channel. I enjoy making art. I love to do shorts, artistic shorts, just sort of art shorts for fun. And in the process, I do these drawings. And so I decided that I would start sharing my drawing process with people. And then I have taught a little bit of art in the past. And so I'm happy to come up with some videos to help people build their skills. And something that I often say over and over again is if you stop drawing when you were in second grade and you're an adult now or a teenager now, you still have the drawing skills of the second grader, but if you stopped, you haven't built your skills up. But as soon as you start again, your skills start to increase, and they increase rapidly when you're an older person. But that is like some people will say, oh, I can't draw. Well, you probably felt that way for some reason at some time, like someone else was better than you, or in the moment, or you drew something and it didn't come out the way you expected, and you just were interested in other things, and so you moved on to other things and said, I'm not going to bother with drawing. But if you have that feeling inside yourself that you would like to start drawing again, your skills can really increase rapidly when you start putting in the time to do it. I mean, just by me doing YouTube shorts like religiously for the last few months, my drawing skills are better. I'm actually doing better drawings than I was doing a year ago. So I encourage anybody to pick up whatever you got, a pencil or a paper. This morning I did a live for kids only, and so it went on the YouTube Kids channel, and I drew King Triton, and I drew King Triton with on paper with a pen. And I had a little sketch before I started, but I did that so that the kids watching would see. I also showed them, like, I had like 20 drawings that I had done ahead of time to practice, and some of them were super messed up drawings. So I showed all my mistakes because that's important. If you just came upon me and you saw this and you thought, I could never draw that good, or maybe you can, maybe you can draw way better than me. But if you have that thought, oh, I can't draw that well, you can. It just takes practice and putting in a little bit of time, and you'll be surprised at how well you will be able to draw when you start practicing. Okay, that's my little spiel. Thanks for listening to me. I just like to encourage people. Okay, the boots dried and they look a little bit better now with the sketch on top of them. I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm going to relax with those boots now, I think, and then I'll just finish the little chinchilla, and I might be able to do some flowers on the boots. Okay, I know that this little chinchilla had a lot of hairy ears when I was looking at them online. Okay, let's put a little pink in there. I don't know if there really is pink in there, but I want to put a little pink. I need my watercolor. Watercolor. Oops. It actually looks okay, but I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna go really small with my watercolor. Wow, just adding a little bit of watercolor, it's like it's got too much paint on it, which is really kind of an interesting problem. Okay, so the way that I fix that is I go and I put a layer above it, and it's a clean layer, and now I can lay down some pink. And it won't spread all over. Okay, one other thing I'm going to do here, since I'm on this layer, I'm going to add a vector brush. I'm going to add a little sunshine. Oopsie. Okay, add a layer, vector brush, very small. Okay, I see what's happening. There, he needed a little sunshine in his eye, and she does too. There we go. And I think I'm going to put a little lipstick on, some lip color on here with pink again. even a little over. Okay. She's looking good. And I think we're going to go ahead and I think that all of those layers are okay. I'm just gonna bundle all of this up. It'll just take me a second. And lock it. And I'm gonna stop working on her details and block in okay, and then I'm gonna lock that layer group. There, I just organized my drawing, and now I'm gonna add, because I'm gonna use a lot of layers to get this to happen in the background. I'm wondering if I just turn her off. I hate to do that. Oops. Because I need to know what's going on with her. So I don't think I will turn her off. And okay. I'm going to use vector for this layer. I go here, here. I'm going to do a vector layer in kind of a light pink. And then I'm going to end up filling it. I'll leave the drawing so the drawing shows. What happened? Oh. Oh, that's the sun. Okay. Okay, that's a good start. Let's go back. And do the other side. Okay, now I am going to turn her off for a second so I know how to join these. Okay, and I'm also going to leave her off for a minute and get that sun blocked in. Sun is going to go behind that. I'm going to turn on my guide. Oh, there's my nice guide. And I'm going to use a vector again. Go over to this nice yellow, yellow gold. There we go. It's behind the other. Okay. Now I'm going to add another layer behind the sun. Can you see what I'm doing over here? If you're trying to understand layers, what I just did, I'm going to undo so you can. So basically I've got the girl all on one group right here. And then right behind her is the sketch, which I had on a separate layer. It's the sketch of the buildings, the pencil sketch. And then I kind of blocked in a background color for that. And then I put the sun below that. Now I'm going to do a sky and I'm going to do a smokestack. And those are going to be on different layers too. So let's first do a sky. And I'm going to let it be a dramatic blue-gray right there. Should I? So I'm going to do smoke. That's going to be blue-gray. So maybe I'll go a little bit more Robin Zaggy. Okay. So I'm going to go right behind the sun, and I'm going to block out where the sky colors are going to be by putting a great big, so I'm going to have the skyline right about there. I'm going to go all the way around my drawing. Okay. I mean, I could have just done a background color, and I just wanted to keep it separate from what I'm going to do on underneath her feet. So we'll just bucket fill that, and then turn this back on. Okay. Oh, interesting. Every time that I do colors, it surprises me when I put background colors like that. I'm going to check the comments. Yes, Kevin, hi. You're here to visit. Great. Kevin, you've been commenting, and I've been so into my drawing. I have a lot of comments here. So let me just, greetings to you. Oh, you might be gone. You said you only had a few minutes to watch. I don't want to be your vest. Yes. He says that Chinchilla does not want to be her vest. Oh, jade color eyes, then remove back to your choice. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea because the eyes don't show up when you look down there, do they? Red sky might be better with smoke and grays. Whoa, I'm trying it. What I like about the layering is you can change it up easily. I agree. I totally agree. Kevin, do you draw? You sound like somebody who draws. If you're still here. I'm doing it. I'm going to add a red sky. Oops, I'm not on the sky layer. Let me get on the sky layer. Oh, interesting. Well, let's add the, I kind of like it. I'm kind of surprised that I like it, actually. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. I see 12 thumbs up right now. So if I see some more in the next few minutes, that'll mean that you like the red sky. Okay, so the next thing I'm thinking I'm going to do here is work on that smokestack. It's coming right out of here. And I think we're going to actually use, I've got my own layer here. We're going to use paint. I don't know what will happen if I use watercolor with a red background behind it. Let's find out. I've never done this before. Go pretty light. And we're going to try watercolor. We'll see what happens. Do I have the watercolor? Making sure I do. Yes, I do. All right. So I know coming out of here, it's going to be pretty small. Okay. Let's go with white. We'll put another layer above it. And we'll do white. That's interesting. It didn't go white. There we go. Yes, sketch, form, line from time to time. Kevin is saying he does. I thought red would juxtapose the blues and pink colors. Yeah. I like it. I like how it's working. And I wonder if I add, I'm going to go with one more. Where am I here? I'm going to merge that down. And I'm going to add some blue. I don't know if the blue works. It might be that it's too dense. Could be going over that with some, let me turn the sketch off. Let's see here. Oh, I can't turn the sketch off right now. Okay, well that's okay. Yeah, the buildings are going to be challenging for sure. And I may work on that a little bit without having everyone suffer through it. And then come back and then, once I get the hang of how I'm going to make the buildings work, and then I'll come back and finish the buildings with on a YouTube live, and then put in whatever I'm going to put, probably like a brick or something on the ground. All right. Well, I'm feeling like I am going to say goodnight for the evening. Tell you what, I'm going to do one more thing before I go. I'm going to go back up here, add a layer right on top, and I'm going to paint the flowers on her boots because that looks fun. And let's do some, oops. Let's do some oil point shorts as if they were actually hand painted boots. There we go. And we'll make it pretty small. Okay. Let's start with this one. Oh, I did 2 pink flowers together. Well, let's change that up a little bit. Let's make it pink and blue. There we go. We haven't done much green. All right. With a really dark green. And there, that feels better. If you're watching me still, thank you so much for dropping by. I really, really appreciate it. I love the encouragement when people watch. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. Would love it if you would subscribe so that when I come on here, you'll get a little notification if you're on YouTube. It'll help me grow my channel, which I would love. And I think we're going to make these orange. Maybe orange and red. Yeah, let's do a little red. We haven't done red except for the sky. And a little bit on her shirt, her scarf. Trying to break 800 subscribers. I mean, the goal for me is 1,000, of course, but, or not of course, but that is the goal. But I've been in the 700s for a little while. I'd love to see that I go up to 800 pretty soon. One like at a time, one subscriber at a time. Lots of yellow on this one. What is it? I don't even know. It's just something I just put on the paper without really a plan. Okay, I like that color. Let's add that color here. Wow, it's quite vibrant. Okay, those are some pretty boots. All right. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. And I think that I am, what am I going to do next? I think we'll fill in the background. I'm going to play around with some different colors. We're just going to experiment here. What if the background was that she's on, what if it was black? Vector. No. What if it was, what if it was that aqua color? I like her hat, like her hat. No. 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 Okay, let's go with a super dark gray. The super dark gray works, but it just seems boring to me. So I need to find something. I don't want to do green because I don't want it to look, I don't want it to read like grass. I don't want that. I think what I need, I think I want sort of, let's go green gray, pretty dark. That might be it. Going back to black. Nope. The dark gray I think is what works. I think it is. I think the dark gray is where I gotta go. And I'm gonna unlock this pattern. Actually, I'm gonna leave that be. So I'm gonna turn on, just for kicks, we're gonna look at perspective grid. And I need to undo that. Oh, no. So edit the vanishing point. Here it is. See the little drop? I'm going to move that where I had the vanishing point before so that it matches with the buildings. Okay, there. I don't know if you can see that. Done. Can you see those lines? It's close. It's not exactly. Let me see if I can get it to line up. Closer. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on for a minute because it gives me some lines to go by. And I'm going to add a layer and go with a light gray. It is kind of fun using these drawing aids. I used to do everything kind of freehand. So now I kind of play around with things. And I want to turn it off now, grids. Turn the grids off. They're off. Okay. Fabulous. I'm going to unlock this layer. Over here. Okay. I think I am going to stop at this point because rather than mess up the drawing, I know I have a back button. I am going to call it a night. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I will continue this drawing at some point this week, probably tomorrow, and finish it up. And then I'll probably make a YouTube short from it. I like to do this at the end of every drawing session, so let me go show you the work that it took to get this far. And we'll do a preview. This is where I started earlier today. She had shorts on for a while. So I often will take parts of this and I will speed it up even faster than this, chop it up, transition it, spin it, flip it, and make little tiny art videos, the 1 minute shorts or less. Sometimes they're only 30 seconds long, and put music to it because it's sort of like the icing on the cake when I get done with a drawing. So this drawing, I've been working on this drawing since about 2:30 this afternoon my time, and it's 10 o'clock now my time. So I did stop and cook some dinner. So let's take 45 minutes off. So I've been working on this drawing for about 7 hours and 15 minutes. Like I've spent almost, half the day doing this drawing. And as you can see, there's a lot to it. So I will make shorts from this, and I will probably turn it into some sort of a drawing tutorial video, but that's down the line. That's going to take some work. So you'll be able to see it that way eventually. And here comes the paint. Oh, there we go. There goes the hat. There's still a lot left to touch up on the painting. I'll probably do it over coffee in the morning, some of it. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Oh, gold for the background. I could try gold. I don't know this. I mean, it have to be pretty dark. Because the sun's yellow, and I like the sun behind the blue hat. It looks good. I'll try it though. It's easy. I've got a back button. I think I got, oh, there's a chinchilla. It's painting the chinchilla right now. Hard to see, it's pretty small. And pretty soon we're going to see the background start to get some color. Come on. Still going? Still going. It's that chinchilla. Wow. It's still drawing the chinchilla. I spent some time on the chinchilla. Not much time on the background because boom, 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 background's on there. Then I played around with the symmetry. Yeah, I'm not liking the symmetry lines I put in there. Or I'm sorry, perspective lines. I said symmetry, I meant perspective. I'm gonna have to rework them. They're too busy. So, okay, there you have it. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening or morning, no matter, depending on where you are. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm gonna go have some ice cream. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.